Hey, my name's Justin and I'm working on a game called The Left Behind. I've been working on the game for almost 400 days now and I'm happy to show you what the game looks like and how it all started. So The Left Behind is a solo and co-op third-person zombie game where you can explore a typical Dutch village and try to survive for as long as you can. You can do this alone or with up to 4 friends. Every night the game gets harder and harder, so prepare during the daytime. By the way, you can already wishlist the game on Steam if you like. Before I'll dive a bit deeper into the game, I'll tell you a bit more on how it all started. So almost 10 years ago, I started with making games in college with Unity. I always started projects that were way too big, but it was a fun way of learning game design. After college, I worked at a studio where I worked on a couple of racing games. Most of my work went into environment art and car customization work. Real fun, because I couldn't learn art and technical stuff at the same time. I quit there after a couple of years to start studying again. Not game design, but something with built environment. There I also started my own company, where I'm doing architectural visualization. I still do this today, and I'm using game tech for all of my projects, so it's a real nice way of working with these tools again. I also worked on a game project in my spare time, but it had way too big of a scope. It's a first-person cyberpunk detective-like game, but that project is on hold for now, and I'll be definitely working on that after I release the game The Left Behind. So back to the game. It all started with me wanting to make a third-person zombie game. I always found games like DayZ way too hard and too long to get really into it. And a lot of games had zombies that didn't really harm you if you didn't come close. I also had real fun times playing Call of Duty Zombies and the survival mode, where every round the game got harder and harder. So that's when I thought, let's go for it. I first started with the basics like movement and shooting and make everything ready for multiplayer. I started with a typical American map with a huge mall and skyscrapers. But after a couple of weeks I took a different spin on the map design. I myself live in the Netherlands and I thought, hey, would it be cool to make something that looks like the country I'm living in? I can rely on my experience in the built environment for the urban design, and I can even visit places for references. I also don't know a lot of games that have maps like this. So then it was settled. The game idea and the design was born, and it's now time for development. I've implemented things like a basic inventory, which I can expand upon now. A movement system that I can tweak to my liking based on the user feedback. A combat system with different ranged weapons and combat with fists. AI enemies and animals with different behavior. Enemies, for example, alert nearby enemies when they hear you, or see a dead corpse. Animals rest from time to time and run away when you attack them. I've already made a big portion of the map. With different buildings you can explore for loot. I have a menu where you can choose solo or co-op, and I've made it a way so you can invite your Steam friends in a public or private server. And all of this works in multiplayer as well. There are still a lot of features that I need to add, and there's still a lot of settings and code to tweak to make it great. But I'm really happy that I can show you what I've been working on for more than a year now. If you liked what I showed you and told you, don't forget to wishlist it on Steam and tell me in the comments what you think about it or would like to see in the game. And I'll be hoping to see you next time. Thank you.